Mote Boye na channel Virtue Grace. Guys, do you know everywhere I go to, I like to immerse myself in the history and the culture of the people. Today I'm at the National Museum here in Kinshasa. I want to take in all the history and the culture and to share all of that with you. The history of the Congolese people is so beautiful. I've heard bits and pieces, I've read bits and pieces here and there. So today I want to have a first-hand experience of it by hearing from the people, telling the stories themselves, showing me evidences in terms of artifacts and all the cultural relics that we can find in museums. So if you're excited the way I am to learn about the history of the Congolese people, come with me, let's go. I'm here at the National Museum. Come with me, let's go. The National Museum is situated in Kinshasa, right beside the People's Palace. It houses cultural and historical relics of the Congolese people. The museum was opened to the public on the 23rd of November 2019 by President Felix Tshisekedi. I hope I got the name right.
This section talks about the way our ancestors built houses. Our ancestors were big engineers. They knew how to build houses. Before building their houses, they were supposed to take into account the environmental conditions. They knew that when they were in too cold area, the houses were supposed to be comfortable inside
and warm.
Too cold to like outside. So definitely they were supposed to know which kind of building materials they needed. They knew which kind of herbs or bush they had to put on top of their house. They knew which kind of sticks they had to use and so on. Once the building was done, then they were supposed to equip the house. And the house was equipped in the sense that we have displayed here. The chief knew where to sit. The father has his own place. The mother his place. The children and so on. So the same with the object of like drinking the cups. Each one knew where to drink, from where to eat, because these objects are not just objects. To the extent that they could also be considered as IDs, as the vehicles of status. They could talk about the people's status in the society. Yeah. This is a seat for massage.
Okay.
This one for relaxing. This one for women while cooking, they were supposed to use it. And then on the whole we have a mat. That's
so beautiful.
That one is a decoration mat. That mat was used by the couple for to keep the conversation very secret. They were supposed to use those mats. It is not
so
like
beautiful.
Today when you have to pass a message to your partner, you post it on social media. No, during that time it was just a decoration.
Coded with.
You just decorate your house, you just decorate your bedroom. At the time that your partner arrives and understands the message. These are the seats for chiefs. Like during the assembly, during the meeting, they would use these ones. They also entertain themselves, our ancestors, while playing.
Those are local games.
These ones for carrying the palm wine.
Palm wine.
These are like fridges. Like traditional fridges made of clay. So they keep the water very cold. At the same time, with its
natural
taste. Once you drink the water from this one, it's like drinking from the river.
Yes, I can
You are seeing
relate.
the difference.
I know, yeah, because we have this particular one in my culture
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And I was told by my forebears that our ancestors migrated from the Congo Basin.
Really?
Yes. And settled in Benue State in present-day Nigeria. So my language is a Bantu language as well.
Oh, so you Bantu, that's it.
Yes, I'm Bantu.
So you are among your brothers.
Yes, I'm home. You know, I mean, since I came to Congo, I'm at home. I feel, yes, I'm feeling it. Like I was telling you when you were explaining the other aspects of the history of the Congo people.
Yes.
So many of the aspects of your culture are similar to the aspect of my culture as a
Very
thief person.
similar.
Yes.
Even when you get into the patterns, the motives,
Yes.
we all share the same motives on the
Yes.
collections.
Yes.
These are just the very same motives and very same collections. They
So-
don't differentiate themselves.
Yes.
All over Africa, we use the very same decoration, the very same motives.
So good. Feels good to be
This
here.
one is about rest time.
Rest.
Our ancestors also needed rest after working. Maybe
Yes.
the rest would be in bed. Then they were supposed to use the object number 22, 23, and 24. Those are like pillows, like the head rest.
Yes.
Rest your head. They are comfortable. And then they were also smoking. Yet they know that smoking was not that good for our health. So this is why they made the pipes. So these pipes were made with purpose to like minimize the effect of the nicotine. Like from this one up to the to that thing, the smoke was not that
Toxic.
toxic. And then they also made the pipe of water. It's like a kind of shisha today. you know.
Yes.
This one was also used by them.
Interesting.
Our ancestors were making clothes too. They could make their clothes from the animal skin. They could make clothes from the bark tree. You know,
Bark of trees.
Yes, the bark of trees also, they made tissues with that. They could also make tissues with like the banana leaves. The case of the object 11 and 9, those are the banana leaves. They also made tissues with. They also made tissues with the raffia, as we see over there. So all of this, each cloth with its specific ceremony. They knew how and when to put on or to cover the whole body. They know when they were not supposed to cover the whole body. So everything had the meaning and was done in the specific moment. They also had the culture of choosing the most beautiful of the village, as we may identify today as the Miss selection. Our ancestors also had it. As you may see on the video, this lady is being prepared for that competition. So she has to go through the makeup, she has to go very, very well dressed. But while going, she's accompanied by those who made their time also in the beauty domain.
Yes.
So these ones may be old women, not necessarily those who were selected, because the beauty notion in our context is not just about the one who looks too good, but
Yes.
it's about the one who had lived, the one who had made history, like somebody who made history of giving birth to a lot of twins. She's beautiful in her context, like the one who was chosen as the most caring woman. She's also beautiful. So
Yes.
these are just some of the aspects
Of
of
culture.
beauty in our context.
Okay.
The traditional industries of our ancestors. Our ancestors could do the weaving. They also did the basketry. So these are different kind of industries that we could
That existed.
find in our society.
Comment nos ancêtres fabriquaient les objets avec
This is about potteries.
Pottery.
And potteries was about female work, just because women are very patient. So it was like decided, because you women are very patient, and to make a pottery very like finalized as we see it, you have to be patient. And this is why women were mostly making potteries. And this is about the metallurgy, the smith work. A smith in the traditional society is a person that was very, very respected. And the smith workplace was considered as a divine place. It was like a temple. Himself, a smith, could not go there anytime and anyhow. He had to prepare himself. He had to go through a certain discipline before coming to this workplace. Before making these things, he was supposed to be really like going through
the right frame of mind.
Yes, a spiritual concentration. He was supposed to be in that state of mind. Otherwise, he could not go there. And this object is used for making the collection that we see there. It works with fire. Sculptor in the traditional society was also respected as a smith, but this one is a little bit different from the smith, because his workplace could move from one place to another. He could do his work according to where the job or the duty called him. The collections that we see are about a certain kind of expression. In our traditional society, we did the sculpture for expressing a language of like learning, a language of healing, a language of protecting. So the collections in front of us are from different meaning. Like these ones, these are the sports of protection. These were made for protecting the people and the village. So we may suppose that during that time, in the Pende society, there were a lot of troubles. Like there were a lot of witches, like harming the people. So the sculptor made this to protect them. Here we have the statue of initiation. These ones were used for teaching. They could be used during the initiation of the young people to teach them about the change that they were supposed to see in their body when like going from childhood to adulthood. So this is in short the meaning of the statues that we are seeing in front of us.
Okay.
Here is about making use of the animal skin, or making object from the animal skin. It means that our ancestors at a certain point, after eating the meat, they also take advantage of the animal skin while making the shield, as we see this one, to protect themselves during war or hunting. They could also make the handbag, as we see, or cover the tools that they were supposed to be using in their everyday lives. The boat is a kind of invitation that we giving to the Congolese. We represent the Congo, or the Congolese ethnic groups into this boat, and say, although we are made of different ethnic groups, we should be like a people, like a group of people in a boat. And when we are in the boat, we look in the same direction despite our
differences. Okay. We are done with the first floor. That's my tour guide. He has been so articulate, well-versed and knowledgeable about the history of the people of Congo. I'm learning a lot and seeing a lot of similarities between the culture and the history of the Congo people and the aspect of our culture as Tiv people. So for me, it's so important that when I travel, I immerse myself in the history and the culture of the people, because it only helps to promote unity. It gives us that sense of oneness, that sense of identity, and helps us to promote and push for unity amongst ourselves as Africans. So we are going to the next floor where he's going to explain more to me. I hope you guys are enjoying already and learning as well. Okay, let's continue.
Let's have a look about the culture of tattoo, the culture of body decoration. Let's know that during the traditional society, during our ancestors' time, the culture of decorating, the makeup was also done first at the appearance of the moon. When the moon appeared in the society, it was a kind of feast, because when the moon disappeared, it's a kind of life being taken out of the society. When the moon comes back, it's like the party is like life coming back. So we also take advantage of that to celebrate certain ceremonies, like the passage of the young who were supposed to be called adults. So these ceremonies were accompanied by the body decoration with the colors, traditional colors that we are seeing. These are just temporary status. Yet, on the other side, we have the status that are called permanent ones. Those status accompany us up to death. These, like the tattoos, were firstly done as a matter of ethnic identity. Our ancestors never had the ID card, so there was the need of being identified as belonging to one ethnic or another. So this is why some of them had to have the mark on the face and so on. Yet, it was also done as a matter of being identified as according to one's social status. Maybe you were elected as the most beautiful of the village, you have to have the mark. Maybe you were chosen as the most caring person in the society, you have the mark, and so on.
So you can hear, that tattooing has been a thing with our ancestors way back, not just a new, fashion trend that originated somewhere and all. It actually was here with our ancestors long time ago.